What's going on, world? It's your boy Gemini Brown here, back with another episode of Novel Kicking Knowledge. Today we're continuing with our Mars through Sign series, and we'll be talking about Mars and Sagittarius. And if you don't know, Mars is our willpower, Mars is our passion, our energy, and of course we take our energy and put them towards the things we're passionate about. Mars is our force, our anger, all of that. Sagittarius is a sign of finding truth, all right, or making truth for yourself. It's a sign of culture, religion, philosophy, higher learning as a whole. And when Mars comes into Sagittarius, the nature is very restless. These people need to constantly be experiencing life physically to make their mark. Your energy is best utilized in applying the things you're using it towards into a one big life philosophy. So Mars's movements are all an effort to acquire truth. Okay? So this is not just a person who takes a vacation for the pleasure or the leisure. These people take vacations to places that can teach them something. All right? It's like the difference of going to Vegas versus going to Africa, regardless of who you are. You go to Africa, chances are it's going to have a huge cultural impact on you. If you go to Vegas, that's very much so a Venus kind of trip. All right, so it's like Venus versus Jupiter here. All right, the trip to Africa would be Jupiter. You're enhancing your knowledge, your wisdom, and then Vegas is Venus. It's all about the pleasure. So people with Mars and Sagittarius struggle between that. Their moral outlook versus just having fun. So these people do really, really well in jobs in which they can travel and learn. Above all, within Mars and Sagittarius, there is a desire to learn. All right. So what you'll see is that somebody with Mars and Sagittarius goes through these cycles. Okay. They go through these cycles of different beliefs because Mars here is looking for truth, right? But this truth is always changing. Sagittarius is a mutable fire sign. And of course, within all the fire signs with Mars there's an impulsive nature. There's a tendency to start but not finish. So there's a desire for truth, but very much that idea of truth has to be grounded. Mars and Sagittarius has to figure out what philosophy works for them and learn how to ground themselves through that philosophy. Okay? So there's a couple different types of Mars and Sagittarius people. One, all right. Now, before I get into that, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So depositor-wise, we need to see where Jupiter is. Jupiter is really going to dictate how this Mars feels about religion, philosophy, and all of that. Okay? So we'll start with the person who may have a well-placed Jupiter. If Jupiter is in Sagittarius, we have a devoted person. Grand Ev is well aspected too. This person, so the first type of Mars in a Sagittarius person is the person who is highly devoted to their beliefs. Okay? This person may have been raised in a religion or around a particular type of philosophy and really adapted and assumed that identity in their life. what usually happens is at some point in life, that philosophy is shaped. It's exposed, and it forces the Mars person to seek another perspective. Okay? And then what that person will find is that they were very much limited by the belief that they held on so firmly to. But they'll also find that it helped them avoid certain things. So what happens is you ultimately find a balance in your truth. Okay? Then you have this Mars and Sagittarius person. Jupiter may not be well placed, or it may be in a terrible aspect. They still may be raised in the church or around a particular philosophy, but they reject it. It's not for me. I can't stand it. I get it. They may get it, but it's like, I want to be a rebel. I want to go against that. All right? So this person ultimately seeks to go outside of what they've known, and to adopt a new philosophy in conjunction with what they've learned. Still never forgetting what it is that they were rejecting. Because the Mars and Sagittarius person understands morals, okay? It's just a matter of really applying those morals. Because at the end of the day, Mars is still a malefic. And then you have the person who just he's the ultimate seeker. He just seeks. He may be Hindu for 2 years, study Hinduism for 2 years, and then move somewhere else and then adopt the culture or philosophies of where he's moved to. And this is a constant theme that goes on. So someone who has a whole lot of truths but hasn't grounded that into a cohesive idea of how they should live life. All right? So ultimately, Mars and Sagittarius is really affected by their surroundings. And they more than others, especially like Earth Marses, more than Earth Marses, they need to travel, they need to experience. Okay? Because that's how the energy gains this continual inspiration. And it's pretty good because when Mars being ruled by Jupiter, it presents a natural optimism in life. Like, I can make my dreams come true. I just have to figure out what's the truth for me, you know? And then lastly, what I'll add is, and like the same could be said for all Mars, but especially with this one being in Sagittarius, you get presented with these moral situations where your morals are tested, where it's literally like the angel and the demon on your shoulder. And you, having Mars and Sagittarius, know the right thing to do. Is just a matter of using your wisdom, which is Jupiter, to make the right decision. All right? So, let's say it one more time. Ultimately, the best way to get the most out of this Mars is to ground your beliefs, adapt other beliefs to the ones you've already grown up with, which ultimately means be open-minded, and at last, be wise in your actions. Use your wisdom in your actions. All right, guys. This is my interpretation of Mars and Sagittarius. I hope you enjoyed. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, feel free to do so. Until next time, peace.